Okay, that's the sixth time I've been trying to record this video. Simply because I look at Pickle and I get angry. But I don't wanna. Yeah, I have to be unbiased about this whole topic, but every time I look at Pickle, I'm like, what are you doing to those people's accounts? Like, holy. Oh, I don't know. I'll just try to talk freely and without bias. I'm sorry. So, I I have to kind of give an insight on what this horrific looking graphic is about first. Otherwise, people might not understand me. I categorized everything into hypercarry, flex, team specific, meaning team specifics are units that only work in very specific teams, at least up to this point, and kind of don't really flex into any other team. Hypercarries are some of the hypercarries are units that only fall into specific teams, like Changeling has certain requirements that only fill in with poison. But they're still hypercarries and therefore they require your full investment, meaning this has your highest investment level. Um, let's put it like this: the if you have a volume of 100 investment points, this should be at least 75 investment points, and then 20, then 5. Let's say this is priority points. PP. Yes. PP points. This is how the priority should look like. Going like this. It's like exponential. It goes like whoop. Like this is the graph when it comes to investment. Okay. Sounds reasonable? Okay. Everybody should understand why the hypercarry is the premier unit of a team and why he requires the most investment. Everybody should know that team specific units kind of don't want a lot of investment because the moment they might be replaceable with a other best in slot unit, they completely use their relevance within the team. This is why a lot of units get completely outshined by Tooth Fairy. She's a flex unit that makes every team better, even the team specific ones. She is specialized on crit teams. She can be put into every crit team and non-crit team. That makes her so strong. She is surely the strongest unit right now in CN, for sure. And a must pull unit. It would be grief if you don't. Okay, let's go over the next few steps here. You have I made 3 routes that I think are very valid to go through. And everybody is allowed to do whatever he likes with that route. You can also do something completely different. If you want Miss Newbell and Druvis into Charmaine and have no healer and just play it out and you still clear stages horribly, then I mean that's your thing. It's cool. You're enjoying the game, and that's the most important thing about it. But I'm kind of trying to like show like a efficient way of how you tackle your banner rotation and everything like that. A lot of free-to-play players need to hear this because I have a lot of experience with talking about with free-to-play players historically. I've been in a gacha community for a long time, and it's always hard to consult free-to-play players on their banner investment because there's one thing they need to understand. You will not be able to get every unit in the game. You will not be able to go for every banner in the game. Obviously you can go in with, oh, I go all in, 10 pulls, please give me the unit. That's gambling in the lowest form possible. Because you never have a guarantee for anything. That said, banners get a lot more value long term, especially once we hit 1.4, where Pickle and Melania become permanent pool units in the gacha. meaning we have a confirmation that they already go into the permanent pool at a point where we have another unit that is game breaking and that needs to be pulled on. 37 is a core unit in any crit team and can be used as a complete carry as well. For sure, a unit you want to go for with a very high priority. Meaning 1.1 is in a weird spot where if you want to be cost efficient and really love those units, but still want to progress in a good manner, skipping out on them is probably the most reasonable thing to do. Because you will be able to clear any content without pickles. You will be able to clear stages without Melania. You will be able to clear Utu stages. You will see what Utu is in the next few patches, but it's basically raids. Pretty hard stages, to say the least, where you need multiple units to be built. You will be able to clear it without Melania. She is a very strong nuking unit, and she is used a lot in CN, especially in teams where you have to fight, where you need like this beast element to deal extra damage. She is very strong, but she's not worth the investment right now as a free-to-play player. Where you want to go is, in my eyes, the crit poison route. And if you still really want pickle, go for pickle, and then go for black dwarf. This brings you in a very squishy spot where you kind of have to miss out on 2 fairy. And if you don't want to miss out on 2 fairy and you already went for pickle, and you want to go for 2 fairy, you can't really go for black dwarf, because you can't pull that much as a free to play that you go from that you consecutively pull in 3 patches and get the unit. It would require a lot of luck, or they would need to be very generous with their pull with their premium currency, which they're not. This game is pretty hard to save currency on, meaning you kind of want to guarantee things. Otherwise, there's nothing more depressing to go for a unit and then a unit comes out that your account really needs, and you're pulling, and you don't have the requirement to get it guaranteed, and you don't get it. And then you're at 0 pulls, you don't have that unit that you got, and next patch there's like a unit that you don't need. This is very depressing. So if you go a certain route, black dwarf is probably one of the most expensive routes possible, because black dwarf with pickle is very strong, but you kinda want to skip out on it, and it sounds dumb for free to play, especially the ones that like black dwarf, but this unit is like pickle and Melania in a very weird spot of, she comes out after 2 units that are kinda must pull units. Changeling is a very cost efficient banner to pull on, because she already has like a poison support 5-star in the banner as well, and she applies poison as well, meaning she is in a very good spot. 1.2 is in a very cost efficient spot, and 2 fairy is the #1 unit to go for. This is the unit that you want to pull. This is every single YouTuber, every single CN player will tell you, this unit you have to pull on. If you don't pull on her, every single piece of content will be incredibly more hard. This is your decision. I'm just telling you. Okay. So which path do you want to go? My path is this, and then this, and then I pull for 37. this is the two teams that I kind of want to go for, and anything in between that I invest into is kind of a diversification of my assets. Eternity, I know some people will be weirded out why I put Eternity into non-hyper carry, but what people need to understand is Eternity kind of gets into like a weird spot in CN at some point where her only stick is the survivability and the damage, but she isn't damage-wise a premier damage dealer. Meaning the main use that we use it in CN right now is either soloing weaker stages, which is granted, that's a whole thing, or we use her as like a secondary damage dealer in raids or big boss fights. She's like a secondary unit to fight in. Like like for example, you can use her as a replacement for Black Dwarf. One route that I think is valid is this. If you really like it, you go Eternity, Pickle, Shamaine, or Eternity, Pickle, Black Dwarf. That's okay. You're still missing out on this, but okay. That if you want to do that, it's fine. This is a very important unit later on. 1.4 is defined by her. 37 is really strong. I really recommend pulling her. She is by definition a hyper carry. Her damage is really strong, but her best use, in my eyes, my opinion on how I play the game, is using her as like a secondary damage dealer as well. She fits very well into crit teams. She's like she's like a dark horse when it comes to crit teams. And if you went for 2 Fairy, this combines well. 2 Fairy 37 is a very strong combination. 37 is kind of like the replacement for Lilia. But what you can do is you can also just do this if you like. If you have Lilia invested, go 2 Fairy and 37. This is a very valid way to go through. Centurion, if you have a Centurion already and you don't mind skipping out on Black Dwarf, and you have a Eternity as well, Pickle is also okay. Melania is okay. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it properly, because it's just an abstract thought process of mine and it's obviously opinionated. But just personally, 1.1 puts your account into a very weird spot as a free-to-play. Whales don't care. I pull on every single banner, I get every unit, and if I want any unit to be P5, I get that one P5 as well. But I'm talking about free-to-play. You're putting yourself into a situation where you're kind of not going for the most efficient route on your account. This and this is the most efficient route. This is the best way to invest your pulls. And once you have those two, you have enough flex. With 2 Fairy, you have enough flex to have a support for any team in the, like healer, any team in the game, and you're able to save up for 1.4, the big one, 37. That's my take on it.